Welcome to a new episode of our Egyptian Heritage Month series, where we're shining a light on inspiring voices in our community here in Canada. I'm excited to welcome our wonderful guest, Dr. Mirvat. Hi, Dr. Mirvat.
Hi, Rowan. Thank you so much for the introduction and for having me here today. It's a pleasure to be
Thank you
here.
for joining us. And before we get into our episode today, I'd love to hear a bit more about you and your key milestones here in Canada.
So I will start by talking just very briefly about my history in Egypt and in UK before moving to Canada. So my name is Mirvat Eltair. I actually graduated from Mansoura University in 1984. I married my best friend brother, Sami, and I joined Sami in UK. In UK, we had we were blessed with our two kids, Dina and Omar. In 1989, we heard a lot about Canada and what Canada offers, being a multicultural city, very welcoming to immigrants. And we decided that would be a good move for us to advance our career. So we moved to Winnipeg. Our first move was Winnipeg in 1989. Being a physician, you cannot work without having, exams, multiple exams. So I had to do 5 exams to qualify to work, and I did manage, thanks God. I started working in a primary care facility in Winnipeg. I worked as a staff in the hospital. I worked as an emergency doctor and carried 2 geriatric floors. So needless to say, life was quite busy. And added to that, having 2 kids, raising the 2 kids, taking care of their schools and activities as well. I did manage, however, to advance my career and do my fellowship while I was in Winnipeg. So in the year 2000, we decided to make our final move to Ottawa. And we moved to Ottawa. First few months, we kind of felt lonely. And we heard about ECAO, the Egyptian Canadian Cultural Association of Ottawa. And we thought maybe we'll go check it out. And when we went there, people like we were welcoming, they opened their heart to us, they opened their homes to us, they made us feel like we really belong. And Sami and I decided from that day on that we have to be active in this community and we have to give back. So what we have done is we've been a member for the last 25 years, be an active member.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my story in a nutshell.
It's wonderful hearing your long but very inspiring journey here all the way to Ottawa. And I guess what I'm wondering is, what does being Egyptian Canadian mean to you, or what are you most proud of?
So as an Egyptian, I'm very proud of my culture and where we come from, the rich history. As Canadian, the rich society with multiculturalism, with diversity, the welcoming, and being treated fairly here. So as an Egyptian Canadian, I am proud of both, with the rich culture in Egypt and the rich culture in Canada and the welcoming nature of both countries.
That's great to hear. It's nice seeing your story and your journey here and how you're perceiving that in both cultures, the Egyptian and the Canadian. And since we're in July celebrating this month, what does the Egyptian Heritage Month mean to you, and how does this impact inclusivity and diversity in the Canadian world?
So the Heritage Month in general means a lot to me. And the reason is, this is a really great opportunity for you to know about other cultures as well. So I start with other cultures first, like, the Asian Heritage Month, the Portuguese, the Italian, the Irish, the indigenous, of course, was one of the most important thing. So it gives us an opportunity to know about other culture. That is the same for the Heritage Months of Egypt. We were blessed in 2019 that Ontario declared the month of July to be the Egyptian Heritage Month. So it's a really wonderful opportunity to know about our culture, about ancient history, and the Canadians are dying to know about that. So they always approach you, want to hear about it. So I found like ICAO does a really, really, really good job to promote the Heritage Month. They're, like 1 week they are, teaching people how to do papyrus. They're teaching them about, the ancient history, who we are. And then the next week they are teaching about food. They're providing food for Canadian and for Egyptian alike. And the matter of fact, I think it was on the 19th of July, there will be a get together to sample the Egyptian food and to get some information about that. As I mentioned, the non-Canadian are always keen on knowing about us. If there are lectures in town about Egypt, they are the first to attend. So I am very proud of the Heritage Month of Egypt.
It definitely brings us all much pride and joy in sharing our culture and our history with not just the Canadians, but the community as a whole. And you did mention the food tasting. We're obviously very excited for the Egyptian food tasting later in July. So that is great. You have shared with us a very successful and inspiring journey coming to Canada and still maintaining that here in Ottawa. What is your secret sauce for success?
So I am humbled by that question, but I will tell you that, like most of the Egyptian, we are very well known for being hard workers. So I would say work hard with an optimism, meaning if you work hard, good things will happen. As a family doctor here in Ottawa, I took my job very seriously. I took care of my patient and I treated them with utmost respect. I was dealing with a really important job, dealing with people's lives, so I needed to update my knowledge on a regular basis. That with regard to work. Outside work, I try to get involved in the community. So just to tell people who we are. So with ICAO, we've done multiple volunteering. We've done the Ottawa mission for 10 years. And the only reason we actually stopped is because of COVID. And every time we showed up there, it was like, the Egyptians are here, the Egyptians are here. So it was a really good thing to have. We did the blood drive. We did sports event like the dragon racing, where we are called the Nile crocodile. And people, again, are chanting our names and, cheering for us. I did 10K walk for so many years to raise money for cancer.
Wow.
And once I did half a marathon to raise money for charity. So I think the idea is to try to be involved with the community and to let them know that you are Egyptian and you want to be part of it. Volunteering either by your money, by time, or donation as well. So that will be very helpful.
Your involvement in the community, whether it's with the Egyptians or within the wider community, is definitely much appreciated. It's really nice to hear your point of view. In your opinion, how could we continue promoting the Egyptian culture and heritage here in Canada?
So we are very lucky right now, right? Because of the social media. We didn't have that before, like not as good as we have it right now. So let us use the social media to our advantage. Talk about, our history, about our culture, about our achievement, what we are doing in Egypt now. I think the younger generation will do a much, much better job than the older generation in promoting us, being good ambassadors to the Canadian and everybody in the world, to tell them who we are as Egyptian.
Speaking of the younger generation, and to end this interview on a final note with your advice, do you have any advice for the younger generation in terms of involvement and sharing their culture with others?
I would say to the younger generation that they are very, very lucky because they grow in such a lovely country, such a rich country with multiculturalism, with diversity. So I would say take advantage of that. You need to work hard, but enjoy yourself as well. So that will be a really important thing. Be a good ambassador for Egyptian and the Canadian alike. Be active. Uh, get involved in volunteering. I know quite often you guys don't have the time, but I mean, anything will help, right? Donating money. Just talk about who we are. That would really help. I think every little step would help, and I honestly think our younger generation are doing a great job already.
Thank you.
One of the things I would say to them, because it happened to all of us during our life, is you get approached by people who are actually good people, but they get their information from unreliable source and they tell you negative things. Please do not be offended. Just tell them who we are in a positive way. They really appreciate it. Once you talk to them, they really have a great appreciation of who we are. So that will be another advice.
Mm-hmm. Knowledge is key. And thank you so much, Dr. Mervat, for sharing your insightful advice with us. We're so lucky to have you here today with us in our Egyptian Heritage Month series. Thank you again for joining us.
And I thank you so much for you and ICAO for thinking of me and inviting me. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you again.
Thank you to everyone for joining us for another episode